Welcome back. I'm here with Football League editor Pascal Lemaire to talk about Saturday's championship match between Bristol City and Reading. Start with the home side, Pascal, in the relegation zone now after 7 games.
Yeah, it's been a tough start for Steve Cotterill's side. They picked up that one really surprise win. They went to Middlesbrough and won there. And since then Middlesbrough have won 4 in a row in all competitions. So that was a huge win there. But you've got to feel that Middlesbrough were probably just really off colour that day, because Bristol City, apart from that, they haven't really shown a lot, to be honest. In midweek they drew 1-1 at Preston, another struggling side. It's a sort of game that he has to really win if they want to push to maybe towards the top half. I think this season for Bristol City, the way they've started and how they've looked when they've played, a good finish would be, say, 15th, 16th, just consolidating that championship place, because they only came up last season, and defensively is where they've got to really improve. They've got a new look back line now, 2 low knees, Nathan Baker, Liam Moore from Aston Villa and Leicester. Their first game against Birmingham, they let in 4 at St Andrews. That was a disappointing game, but then only conceded Neil Kilkenny wonder goal for Preston last night. So there was improvement last night, but Preston haven't got as good an attack as Birmingham, so still yet to see how this sort of new look back line is sort of 3 at the back with wing backs. It's an interesting formation Steve Cotterill was playing there, but over the course of the season, only Rotherham, bottom of the table, Rotherham have conceded more than Bristol City, so that's where they've got to improve. Goals as well. Codger scored 2 against Birmingham. He's found the net a few times, but those 2 goals against Birmingham in vain, because they conceded 4 at the other end. So it'd be interesting to see if Steve Cotterill goes into the loan market, because he was desperate for a striker in the transfer window. Dwight Gale, Andre Gray, made big money bids for both those, couldn't get either. And I know Codger's scoring goals, but I think they do need more up front, and the loan window's now open. It'd be interesting to see if they can maybe get someone in.
By contrast to that form, Reading went on a 7-match unbeaten run, but that was ended in midweek by Derby.
Yeah, a strange couple of results they had since the international break. 2 home games against Ipswich and Derby. 2 of the sides expected to be somewhere near the top of the table come the end of the season, and the way they played against Ipswich, 5-1 at home. Before that game against Ipswich, they hadn't scored, I think, in 7 home league games, so they were really struggling to find the net, let alone win at home. So to score 5 like that, and some of the goals were superb. Ipswich were at fault for some of them. Some poor defensive errors gave Reading the ball, but the way they finished, Orlando Sarr's header was great to start. His finish for the second one right in off the post. Nick Blackman again had a great game in that one. He fired the third one into the roof of the net, and Ollie Norwood's goal to seal it, an unbelievable 30-yard strike, perhaps goal of the season so far. Brilliant goal. And then they host Derby, who hadn't, they won their first game of the season against Preston at the weekend, and I know Derby, everyone's expecting them to sort of get going and start really firing, but it was a bit of a nothing game. And then right at the end of the first half, Orlando Sarr scored the hat-trick against Ipswich. He had an off-the-ball incident with Jason Shackle, I think maybe a headbutt. Apparently, I've seen the replays, it looks quite soft, but he's got himself in that situation. There's no need to headbutt him. He's now going to miss 3 games, probably. The guy who's looked so good against Ipswich, 3 games out now, so there's a lot of pressure on the other strikers up there. Matej Vidra's come in, he's started both games, but he's looked okay in both. But I think the Reading fans, just because Vidra was Championship Player of the Year 2 seasons ago when he was at Watford, I think they're expecting quite a lot of him, but I don't think they should expect too much too soon. He's already said he's really sort of downhearted about the Watford situation this summer, because he was told this summer that he would be a key player to Watford in the Premier League. Watford signed all those new players, and then he was told, actually, I don't think we need you, so you can go on loan to the Championship. So I wonder if that's still maybe playing on his mind a little bit. He should still be a good signing in the long run, but I don't think they should expect too much out of him now. But they're sitting there just, in the top half. They've had a decent start, and the result against Ipswich should be a real confidence boost. Just losing out to Derby when you had 10 men for the whole second half isn't the worst result, and they'll look to bounce back here.
And they went to the match as favourites. Which way do you see it going?
I think they will enter the match as favourites, and it's a really tough game to call, because Bristol City, like I said, they've had a poor start to the season. Reading have looked better, but they're without Orlando Sarr here, and I think without him they might struggle to score a goal. So I'm going to go for a 0-0 draw here.
Sportsman going for a goalless draw.